St. Peter's and Strasburg-Franklin tonight on Academic Challenge.
Academic Challenge is brought to you by Westfield Insurance. And now, here's the host of Academic Challenge, Jason Nicholas.
Hey there, good evening. I'm Jason Nicholas, and welcome to Academic Challenge. The challenge is simple. Tonight, these three teams will compete for points by answering questions covering math, science, history, and other topics, though. First, let's take a look at our team standings, because at the end of the season, the top three scoring teams will return for our championship showdown. But these points are very important for another reason. Westfield Insurance will grant $20,000 to the top 10 schools that compete this season on Academic Challenge. Now, let's get started our opening match. It is the lightning round. In this round, all three teams compete. We award 10 points for a correct answer. We'll subtract 10 points for an incorrect or no answer. And we start each team tonight with 100 points. Here we go. From the Wright brothers to modern experimental planes, aviation has played a major role in history. Identify the following. Aviation. The Wright brothers flew their first plane in 1903 from this North Carolina site. St. Peter's.
Kitty Hawk.
Kitty Hawk is right. It was in this airplane that Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, 1927. Strasburg-Franklin.
Spirit of St. Louis.
You got it. At a New Jersey airfield in 1937, this German Zeppelin blew up. St. Peter's.
The Hindenburg.
Hindenburg, yes. Some World War II British planes were named for this insect that can cause malaria. St. Peter's.
Mosquito.
Mosquito, yes. In 1947, this American pilot broke the sound barrier flying the glamorous Glennis. St. Peter's.
Chuck Yeager.
Chuck Yeager, yes. In 1937, this woman pilot was lost in her attempt to fly around the world. Strasburg-Franklin.
Amelia Earhart.
Yes. In 1918, airmail service began between San Francisco and this largest U.S. city. St. Peter's.
New York
New York, yes. Because it's hard to detect on radar, the B-2 Spirit bomber has this name. St. Peter's.
The stealth bomber.
Stealth, yes. This term for a male bee names unmanned aircraft like the Predator, St. Paul.
Drone.
Drone, yes. For our final lightning round question, let's go over to Kim Koveski from the MAPS Air Museum.
One of the aircraft on display here at MAPS Air Museum includes this Grumman F-11 supersonic jet. Flown by the Navy, the F-11 shares its nickname with what largest striped cat native to Asia?
St. Peter's.
Tiger.
Tiger's right. A perfect round in our opening lightning round. Not one question was missed. That's the end. We'll come back and meet the teams as Academic Challenge continues.
Just like anything can happen in the game you're about to watch, anything can happen in life. That's why there's Westfield Insurance.
Our employees and agency partners are here for you when the unexpected happens. Help put the pieces back together and give you peace of mind.
In addition to high school quiz shows, we support programs like teen driver safety and community involvement.
The bottom line is that we value what you value.
So thanks for tuning in. Now let's watch these sharp young minds compete in what's sure to be an exciting match.
Tonight's judge from Cuyahoga Community College is librarian and Professor Nancy Weissman. Welcome back to Academic Challenge. Thanks for watching us tonight. Now it's time for the Mix It Up round here. The questions are worth 20 points. There's no penalty for an incorrect answer. If a team answers all 6 questions correctly, they'll receive those very important 25 bonus points. First, let's take some time to learn about team number 1 from St. Paul. St. Paul, located in Norwalk in Huron County, offers a progressive and comprehensive curriculum to its students. The school offers a learning environment that features cutting-edge technology in every classroom, along with new science labs for chemistry, physics, biology. In addition, students can participate in 12 varsity sports, plus band, choir, art, and service clubs. Emily is the captain of St. Paul. Emily is the president of the band. Tell us more, Emily.
I'm also a member of the National Honor Society, and I'm in the process of directing a dinner theater to help set up a drama club at our school. On behalf of the St. Paul team, I would like to thank Mrs. Toby and Mrs. Hosang for being our advisors this year.
Very good. Over to Alex. Alex, you play football.
Yes, I also run track and am involved in youth group.
Awesome. Over to Grady. Grady, you also play football. Tell us more.
I'm also involved on the wrestling team and mock trial, as well as National Honor Society, and I have a part-time job lifeguarding.
Oh, very good. Black and red, the school colors, I'm guessing, for
Yeah.
St. Paul? Okay, it's a lucky guess. Here we go. Choose one name from each column here. You'll identify what American patriot who was the first to sign the Declaration of Independence. Right there.
Hancock.
What's the first name? You have to see the monitor there?
John.
So the answer is?
John Hancock.
There you go. Very good. You can rearrange the letters in this anagram to name what religious movement that began when Martin Luther tacked up his 95 Theses. Need an answer here, guys. Have a guess? Reformation. If you Googled these two wonders of the ancient world, you'd find they were both destroyed by what same natural phenomenon studied by seismologists?
Earthquake.
That is right. You can complete Oliver Wendell Holmes' description of Boston by adding what type of large landmass, such as Asia or Europe?
Continent.
Yes, you would have to take a trip to Egypt to see which one of these dams. Egypt.
Aswan.
Aswan High Dam is right. These words were used by novelist Pearl Buck to describe what New England state, whose capital is Montpelier?
Vermont.
Vermont is right. Well done, St. Paul. All right, Team 2 tonight is St. Peter's. St. Peter's High School, co-ed secondary school located in Mansfield. Its intent is to have a school that serves the needs of the community and teaches students the importance of goodness, discipline, and learning. Over 90% of the students there attend college. And while in school, 65% participate in sports and more than half earn honor roll status or involved in extracurricular activities too. So Anthony is the captain of St. Peter's. Anthony, you play basketball. Tell everyone at home more about Anthony.
Yeah, I play basketball, and I also enjoy being part of the math club. And I'd like to thank our advisors, Mr. Chingelis and Mr. Bernath.
Very good. Over to Adam. Adam, you plan on going to medical school. Tell us more about Adam.
I also do concert band, pep band, jazz band, and marching band, and I plan on playing golf and baseball here. And I actually played on St. Paul's team last year. I transferred here to St. Pete's.
Oh, boy. Whoa, what a traitor. Trevor, future Buckeye, going to Ohio State. Tell us more, Trevor.
I'm also a member of the cross-country team and the track team.
All right, very good. Adam, Anthony, Trevor, gentlemen, St. Peter's, these questions just for you. One word from each column here. You name what natural wonder, major tourist attraction in Arizona. Have a yes here?
Petrified Forest.
That is right. This unflattering statement is an anagram for what first artificial satellite launched by the Soviet Union in 1957?
Sputnik.
Sputnik is correct. You'd most appropriately connect these two symbols with what classical god of the sea?
Poseidon.
Poseidon or Neptune. Yes, to complete this quotation from a classical musician, add what word that identifies an alloy of copper and zinc?
Brass.
Brass, yes. Which of these three Florida cities is the oldest in Florida and the oldest port city in the country?
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, yes. 25 bonus points possible here, St. Peter's. This was the way healthcare workers in colonial times, according to what Philadelphia statesman who printed Poor Richard's Almanac?
Benjamin Franklin.
25 bonus points. Well done, St. Peter's. Finally tonight, Strasburg-Franklin, located in Tuscarawas County. Strasburg-Franklin is the home to over 300 students, grades 6 to 12, features a complete range of challenging curriculum, blended learning, AP courses, and dual credit offerings. Students have the opportunity to take educational paths that allow for college prep and vocational training, plus activities featuring the arts and athletics. Mitch is the captain of Strasburg-Franklin. Mitch, you plan on studying journalism in college. Tell us more.
I do, and I also participate in baseball and golf at our school, and I'm a member of student council. And on behalf of myself and my teammates, I'd like to thank Mr. Dave Jones for being our academic advisor.
All right, very good. Over to Maria. Maria, you run track.
Yes, I also am the co-captain of the volleyball and basketball teams, and I'm the vice president of the National Honor Society.
Terrific. Over to Jonathan. Jonathan, you also run track. Tell everyone at home about Jonathan.
I'm the captain of the track team, and I run cross country, and I'm president of National Honor Society, and I'm in student council.
Very good. Strasburg-Franklin, welcome these questions just for you. One word from each column here. Get the title of what Thomas Paine work that helped lead to the Declaration of Independence.
Common sense.
Yes, you can race to 20 points if you rearrange the letters here to name what type of mythical creature that was half man, half horse.
Centaur.
That's right. A Google search would tell you that each of these words identifies a gap on the A ring of what planet? Sixth from the sun.
Saturn.
Saturn, yes. To complete this line from author Albert Camus, place in the blank space. What pulmonary organs of the body?
Lungs.
Lung, correct. On vacation in Africa, you might take a boat ride on which one of these rivers?
Niger.
Niger's right. 25 bonus points possible here, Strasburg-Franklin. These words were written by what English Quaker colonized the middle Atlantic state that bears his name?
William Penn.
25 bonus points for Strasburg-Franklin. Well done. That's the end of the round. We'll be back with more questions and answers right after this.
I'm Scott Ewers of the Hertvick Insurance Group, a Westfield agency partner, bringing you the Sharing Knowledge, Building Trust question of the week. How much higher is the mortality rate for 16 and 17-year-old drivers with passengers than for drivers ages 16 to 17 without passengers?
For the answer and a chance to win an iPad mini, visit westfieldinsurance.com/academic challenge.
Great crowd. East 30th in Euclid. Welcome back to Academic Challenge. Let's recap our scores so far tonight before we begin our next round. Third place, 210, St. Paul. Second place, 265, Strasburg-Franklin. In the lead tonight. Still very early, though. 315, St. Peter's. Now it is time for a picture-perfect round. Each correct answer here is worth 10 points, but a wrong or no answer will cost 10 points. All three teams are playing here, so hands on your buzzers. Eyes on the monitor. Here we go. One of the earliest surviving mosques. This building is located in what Egyptian capital city? St. Peter's?
Cairo.
Cairo is right, like all giraffes. This one has in his neck what same number of vertebrae as we humans have in ours? St. Peter's.
7.
7, yes. This is Bernini's rather fanciful statue of what French Sun King? I need his number, though. French Sun King. Anybody have a guess here? Louis XIV. What is the slope of a line that is perpendicular to this line, giving your answer as a fraction? St. Paul?
2/3.
2/3, yes. Carrots, which are quite nutritious, are related to what poisonous plant that Socrates was forced to consume? St. Peter's.
Hemlock.
Hemlock, yes. This is what man who was captain of the Bonhomme Richard and the chief naval hero of the American Revolution? Anybody know who this guy is? Okay, looking for John Paul Jones. These 1996 fireworks marked Iowa's sesquicentennial, meaning they didn't have been a state for how many years? Sesquicentennial? Really tough for me to say. 150. This Cleveland Magazine issue told of the artist famous for creating what cartoon mascot for a local radio station, a bird who faithfully returns to Hinckley every March 15th? St. Peter's?
Buzzard.
The buzzard is right. Well done there. Tough round for Picture Perfect. That is the end of it. We'll be back with more Q&A right after this. Advisors tonight from St. Paul, Jen Toby. From St. Peter's, Mary Ann Shangelis and Steve Bernath. And from Strasburg-Franklin, Dave Jones. Time to get back in the Way Now Hot Picks. One at a time, I'll ask each team 8 questions. The correct responses were 20 points. No penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 8 questions correctly will receive those very important 25 bonus points. First up, team number 1, St. Paul. To pick your questions, we go over to Anthony from St. Peter's. Anthony, 1, 2, 3, or 4?
2.
Envelope number 2 for St. Paul. Again, these questions just for you. Although Texas is a huge state, it could easily fit within the 317,000 square miles of what largest Canadian bay? Largest Canadian bay? Guess have a guess on this? Hudson Bay. Rare on Earth, but thought to be prevalent on the moon, is an isotope of what element? Symbol is He.
Helium.
Helium, yes. If you read Walter Lord's book, By the Dawn's Early Light, you'd learn about what man who wrote those star-spangled words during the War of 1812?
Francis Scott Key.
That is right. To the monitor your science question, which of these elements is in hemoglobin? Does the oxygen attach itself?
Iron.
Iron is right. A book titled Bloods is an oral history of African-American veterans of what war fought in Southeast Asia in the 1960s and 70s?
Korea, right? Or was it Congo? Vietnam or Korea?
Take a guess here, guys.
Vietnam.
Vietnam, correct. Real submarines can reach great depths, but the fictional sub Nautilus cruised how many leagues under the sea according to the title of a Jules Verne novel?
20,000.
20,000, yes. To the monitor your math question. What is the perimeter of a square that has an area of 900 square feet?
120 feet.
120 feet, correct. Two biographies of George Washington were written by what fourth Chief Justice who served in that post longer than anyone else? So if I guess here, fourth Chief Justice was John Marshall. Well done, St. Paul, though, on that round. Team 2 tonight is St. Peter's. We go over to Mitch from Strasburg-Franklin. Hey, Mitch, 1, 3, or 4?
4.
Envelope number 4 for the gentleman from St. Peter's. Here we go, guys. 40% of the land in South America is drained by the more than 500 tributaries of what river? The largest on the continent?
Amazon.
Amazon, yes. In an alphabetical list of cities, of state capitals, Albany, New York would come in first. Last would be what capital of New Jersey?
Trenton.
Trenton is right. One symbol for doom in Hindu art is the shape metal objects that names what pirate captain followed by a hungry crocodile in Peter Pan?
Hook.
Hook, you got it. To the monitor your science question, a frequency of 30,000 kilohertz is equal to how many megahertz? 30,000 kilohertz.
30.
30, yes, though it is no longer qualifies as a planet. Pluto still has a moon named for what monster which grew another head whenever one of its many heads was cut off?
Charon.
No, Hydra is the answer there. One author who wrote about his happy childhood was what Russian, better known for his serious novels such as War and Peace?
Leo Tolstoy.
Tolstoy, yes. To the monitor your math question, which of these angles has the largest supplement?
130.
130, yes. The Star-Spangled Banner was legally designated our national anthem in 1931. When what 31st president was in office? Have a guess on this one, 31st president?
Roosevelt. Roosevelt.
No, it was Hoover, right before FDR. Well done, St. Peter's. All right, rounding it out tonight is Team 3, Strasburg-Franklin. But we go back over to Emily from St. Paul. Emily, we have 1 and 3 left for Strasburg-Franklin.
1.
Envelope number 1. Here we go. These questions just for you. Sorry, envelope number 3. General Cornwallis blundered when he camped at Yorktown because the town was situated on what kind of landmass surrounded on 3 sides by water?
Peninsula.
Peninsula, yes. In April of 1918, the U.S. government first mandated what practice in which clocks are set ahead 1 hour?
Daylight savings time.
You got it. Martin Luther King used the words, "yours for the cause of peace and brotherhood," to end his famous letter from the jail of what Alabama city with the largest population?
Birmingham.
Birmingham is right. To the monitor your science question, which of these bones is commonly referred to as the jawbone?
Mandible.
Mandible, yes. In 2008, the remains of a species of dinosaur as high as a 4-story building were discovered in what South American country? Capital city, Buenos Aires.
Argentina.
Argentina, yes. Big Brother was anything but protective in what George Orwell novel, whose once futuristic title is now dated?
1984.
You got it. To the monitor your math question. If a parallelogram has an area of 45 at a base of 9, what is its altitude?
5.
Altitude is 5, correct. 25 bonus points possible here, Strasburg-Franklin. A book called The Development of Capitalism in Russia was written by what Russian communist, the leader of the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution?
V.I. Lenin.
25 bonus points for Strasburg-Franklin. Well done there. It's a tough round. Hey, the grab bag round is coming up next. The match is tight. 25 points separating first and second.
For complete information about everything academic, visit us online at newsnet5.com/academic challenge.
All right, welcome back to Academic Challenge. Before we continue, let's recap the scores so far tonight. Third place, 340 points. St. Paul, second place, 450. Strasburg-Franklin in the lead tonight, heading into our grab bag round. St. Peter's, 475. But again, only that 25-point lead. It is now time for the grab bag round. This is a free-for-all. Each correct answer is worth 20 points. The team will lose 20 points for a wrong or no answer. Visual questions here are plus or minus 30. Again, this is for all three teams. So hands on your buzzers. Our grab bag round begins now. There's supposedly $1 billion in 18th century treasure buried beneath the White Sands Missile Range in what southwestern state? We have a guess here. Southwestern state. St. Peter's?
New Mexico.
New Mexico is right. Studies have shown that the increasing acidity of the oceans is threatening what kind of tropical reefs formed by the Strasburg-Franklin?
The Great Barrier Reef.
No, the answer is just coral. Poet Langston Hughes urged his readers to hold fast to what type of aspirations that also name the images you experience when asleep. St. Peter's.
Dreams.
Dream is right. Bicycling was a popular leisure activity to the Monitor when this print was made in 1887 during the administration of what 22nd president? 22nd president? Grover Cleveland. There are many kinds of laughter, but only 4 species of what African carnivore, often described as laughing. St.
Hyena.
Peter's. Hyena is right. What is the largest prime factor of 16? Strasburg.
8.
2. The Medal of Honor was just one of the decorations awarded to what American general who directed the occupation of Japan after World War II? Looking for General Douglas MacArthur. To the Monitor, one observer wrote these words about what Asian city, the capital of Cambodia? You have a guess on this one? Phnom Penh. France is noted for its wines and also for a royal dynasty that had what same name as a more powerful alcoholic drink?
Cognac.
St. Peter's.
Cognac.
No, bourbon. Choice, which one of the following carbon-carbon bonds has the highest energy? Simple, covalent, or triple? St. Paul.
Triple.
Triple, yes. Some of the music of composer Arthur Foote was influenced by the poems of what Persian author whose most famous work is the Rubaiyat? We have a guess on this one? Omar Khayyam. To the Monitor, long before there were law books, a code of laws was inscribed on a stone column by what ancient Babylonian king in the 18th century BC? St. Peter.
Hammurabi.
Hammurabi, yes, that is correct. Be sure they get the 30 points there. The game is over. Let's take a look at our final standings tonight. In third place, 360 points, St. Paul. Second place, 410 points, Strasburg-Franklin. And our winner tonight, moving into second place on our top 10, 545, St. Peter's. Congratulations. Hey, join us next week. We'll feature teams from Edison, Fairless, and Indian Valley. I'm Jason Nicholas. We'll see you next week for another edition of Academic Challenge. Good night, everybody. Woo!
Academic Challenge has been brought to you by Westfield Insurance.